Anticipated trends in user engagement across key sectors by Q4 2025. Overview. As we move towards the end of 2025, a significant transformation in user engagement across four critical sectors: social media, journalism, advertising, and online education, is expected. Experts predict a remarkable 50% increase in engagement levels by Q4 2025, fundamentally reshaping the international competitive landscape. This surge in engagement is anticipated to usher in substantial shifts in market dynamics by 2026 as brands, institutions, and consumers adapt to evolving expectations and technological advancements. Key predictions and trends. 1. Hyperpersonalization. The drive towards hyperpersonalization powered by artificial intelligence, AI, and data analytics is set to revolutionize interactions across these sectors. In social media and advertising, brands will harness data to deliver customized content and experiences tailored to individual preferences. For instance, social media platforms will enable advertisers to create highly targeted campaigns that resonate on a personal level, thereby enhancing user engagement. Similarly, in online education, universities will leverage AI to personalize communications and learning experiences, making them more relevant to students' unique aspirations and cultural backgrounds. 2. Emergence of augmented reality, AR, and virtual reality, VR. AR and VR technologies are anticipated to become mainstream tools for enhancing user engagement. In online education, institutions will deploy VR for immersive learning experiences, allowing students to engage with content in innovative ways. Virtual campus tours and interactive webinars powered by these technologies will make education more accessible to international students. In advertising, brands will utilize AR for product visualization, transforming the way consumers interact with products by allowing them to visualize items in their real-world environments before making a purchase. 3. Dominance of video content. Video content, particularly short-form videos, is expected to dominate social media platforms. The rise of platforms like TikTok and Instagram has shown that users prefer engaging video formats over static content. This trend will extend into journalism, where news organizations will increasingly use video to convey stories quickly and effectively, capturing audience attention in a fast-paced digital environment. Marketers will also adopt short-form video strategies to enhance engagement and share authentic brand narratives. 4. Evolution of social commerce. The integration of e-commerce capabilities within social media platforms will redefine consumer interactions. Social media will transform into a direct sales channel, enabling users to shop seamlessly without leaving the platform. Brands will need to create visually appealing, shoppable content that fits naturally into the social browsing experience, thereby streamlining the path from inspiration to purchase. 5. Community-driven approaches. Building online communities will become pivotal for brands and educational institutions. Fostering user-generated content and creating spaces for consumers to connect will enhance engagement. In the context of journalism, media outlets will focus on creating forums and community spaces where audiences can discuss stories and share their opinions, fostering a sense of belonging among readers. Similarly, educational institutions will prioritize community-building initiatives to enhance student engagement and support. 6. Focus on sustainability and ethical practices. As consumers become increasingly aware of social and environmental issues, brands and institutions will prioritize sustainability and ethical marketing practices. Transparency regarding data usage and corporate responsibility will be crucial as consumers demand clarity from brands they choose to support. In online education, institutions that demonstrate a commitment to sustainability and social impact will attract socially conscious students who are eager to contribute to positive change. 7. Market shifts and global expansion. As user engagement increases, institutions across sectors will need to adapt to changing global dynamics. This includes focusing on emerging markets and tailoring strategies to fit diverse cultural contexts. The anticipated growth in transnational education (TNE) reflects this adaptability as institutions expand their global reach through partnerships and online offerings. The ability to offer flexible and relevant educational opportunities will be essential in attracting international students. Comparative insights. While the overarching themes of personalization, technology integration, and community engagement are universally acknowledged, nuances exist in their applications across sectors. For example, while the emphasis on immersive experiences in education is pronounced in certain sources, others focus more on the advertising and social media aspects. Additionally, the importance of privacy-first marketing strategies is highlighted in the context of advertising, reflecting a growing concern over data ethics that is not as prominently discussed in educational circles. Timeline of key developments. 2025, the anticipated increase in user engagement across sectors will prompt significant shifts in market dynamics. Key trends include hyper-personalization through AI, mainstream adoption of AR and VR in marketing and education, growth of video content and social commerce, community-driven marketing strategies, emphasis on sustainability and ethical practices. 2026, experts predict that the cumulative effects of these trends will lead to a reshaped competitive landscape impacting how brands, institutions, and consumers interact globally. Conclusion. The convergence of technology and evolving consumer expectations by 2025 will drive unprecedented levels of user engagement across social media, journalism, advertising, and online education. Institutions and brands that proactively adapt to these trends will be better positioned for success in an increasingly interconnected global marketplace. The anticipated shifts in market dynamics by 2026 highlight the necessity for innovation, community engagement, and ethical practices, ensuring that brands and institutions remain relevant and competitive in the years to come. Counterintuitive information in the content. 1. Hyperpersonalization versus privacy concerns. While hyperpersonalization is heralded as a critical trend for increasing user engagement, it raises significant privacy concerns. The reliance on AI and data analytics for personalization could lead to resistance from consumers wary of data misuse. As privacy-first marketing strategies gain traction, the challenge will be balancing the desire for tailored content with ethical data practices. This juxtaposition highlights that while brands aim to provide personalized experiences, they may alienate users who prioritize privacy. 2. Community-driven marketing. The emphasis on community-driven approaches suggests a shift towards valuing user-generated content and community engagement over traditional advertising. However, this could paradoxically lead to diluted brand messaging. As brands focus on fostering communities, there's a risk that the authenticity of user-generated content may not align with brand values, potentially confusing consumers and undermining brand identity. 3. Dominance of video content and social commerce. The prediction that video content, particularly short-form videos, will dominate social media is intuitive, however it conflicts with the potential oversaturation of content. As more brands adopt video marketing, the competition for user attention may lead to engagement fatigue. Thus, while video is a powerful tool for engagement, the sheer volume could paradoxically reduce its effectiveness. For sustainability and ethical practices, the increasing focus on sustainability and ethical marketing practices aligns with consumer demand for transparency. However, this shift could lead to a paradox where brands that overemphasize their sustainability efforts may be perceived as insincere or engaging in greenwashing. This could backfire, leading to consumer distrust rather than loyalty. 5. Emergence of AR and VR. The anticipated growth of AR and VR technologies in marketing and education is promising, yet it may also face significant barriers to widespread adoption. The counterintuitive aspect here is that while these technologies are expected to enhance user engagement, their successful implementation depends on consumer willingness and access to the necessary devices. This could limit their reach, especially in regions where such technologies are less accessible. 6. Global-ready content strategies. The emphasis on localizing content for diverse cultural contexts seems straightforward, however. It may inadvertently lead to oversimplification of complex cultural narratives. Brands striving for global reach might risk perpetuating stereotypes or failing to capture the nuanced realities of different markets, leading to backlash rather than acceptance. 7. Financial challenges and restructuring. The expectation that financial challenges will spur institutions to innovate and refine marketing strategies is paradoxical. While some institutions may thrive by adapting to economic pressures, others may crumble under the weight of these same challenges, leading to a potential homogenization of offerings that stifles true innovation and diversity in educational experiences. 8. Influencer and peer-led marketing. The increasing reliance on influencers for authentic marketing might appear beneficial, however, the potential for influencer fatigue poses a significant risk. As consumers become more discerning about influencer partnerships, brands may find that their messages are less effective, leading to a counterproductive cycle where reliance on influencers becomes less impactful. 9. Diversity in leadership. While diversity in leadership is touted as a critical factor for attracting international students, the actual implementation is often slow and fraught with challenges. The counterintuitive notion is that despite the push for diversity, institutions may still adhere to traditional leadership models, thus failing to align with the very values they promote in their marketing efforts. 10. Flexible and hybrid learning models. The trend towards flexible and hybrid learning is intuitive given the pandemic's impact, however, this could lead to a paradox where the abundance of options overwhelms students. With so many choices available, prospective students may struggle to make informed decisions, creating a potential barrier to engagement rather than facilitating it. In summary, while the anticipated trends across social media, journalism, advertising, and online education highlight significant opportunities for increased user engagement, they also reveal a series of counterintuitive challenges and contradictions that brands and institutions will need to navigate carefully. Balancing innovation with ethical considerations, personalization with privacy, and engagement with authenticity will be critical in shaping the future landscape. The anticipated 50% increase in user engagement across social media, journalism, advertising, and online education by Q4 2025 represents a significant paradigm shift that may reshape the global competitive landscape. While the overarching trends of hyper-personalization, technology integration, and community engagement are highlighted, there are several noteworthy details within the report that deserve a deeper examination, as they might easily be overlooked but hold substantial implications for the future. 1. Hyper-personalization beyond basic customization. The report emphasizes hyper-personalization as a trend driven by AI and data analytics. However, the nuanced understanding of how this personalization can evolve is often underestimated. While many organizations may focus on surface-level customization, the true power of hyper-personalization lies in predictive analytics. This involves not just reacting to user behaviors but anticipating needs before they are expressed. For instance, educational institutions could use AI to tailor learning paths for students based on their performance and engagement levels, potentially revolutionizing the educational experience. Brands that can master this predictive aspect will likely gain a competitive edge, as they will create deeper relationships with consumers who feel understood and valued. 2. The role of community-driven approaches. The report notes the importance of community building in marketing strategies but may underplay the potential of such approaches to fundamentally alter brand-consumer relationships. As consumers increasingly seek authentic connections, brands that prioritize community engagement can cultivate loyal customer bases. This means fostering spaces for dialogue and collaboration rather than just transactional interactions. For example, brands that create forums for feedback and interaction can harness user-generated content that not only promotes their products but also builds a sense of belonging among consumers. This shift from traditional marketing to community-driven strategies is significant as it aligns with broader societal trends toward collaboration and shared values. 3. The integration of AR and VR as a standard practice. The emergence of augmented reality AR and virtual reality VR is highlighted as a transformative trend, but it is crucial to recognize that their integration will not just be novel but necessary. As user expectations evolve, consumers will come to expect immersive experiences as a standard, not a luxury. For instance, prospective students may choose institutions based on the quality of their virtual campus tours. Brands that fail to adopt these technologies risk obsolescence as consumers gravitate toward those that can offer engaging, interactive experiences. This trend emphasizes the need for institutions and brands to innovate continually and invest in these technologies to remain relevant. 4. Sustainability and ethical practices as differentiators. While sustainability and ethical marketing practices are mentioned, the extent to which these factors can differentiate brands in a crowded marketplace is often overlooked. Consumers, particularly younger generations, are increasingly making purchasing decisions based on a brand's commitment to sustainability and ethical practices. Therefore, institutions and brands that integrate these values into their core operations and marketing strategies will not only attract more consumers but also build long-term loyalty. For example, educational institutions promoting their sustainability initiatives may find a competitive advantage in attracting environmentally conscious students. This trend underscores the importance of aligning corporate values with consumer expectations. 5. Navigating privacy-first marketing strategies. The shift towards privacy-first marketing strategies is a critical point that may not receive the attention it deserves. As regulations around data privacy tighten and consumer skepticism grows, brands will need to rethink how they collect, analyze, and use data. A focus on ethical data practices and transparency will not only build trust but also differentiate brands in a landscape where many are still grappling with compliance issues. For example, organizations that prioritize first-party data collection and offer clear value exchanges with consumers, such as personalized content in return for data, will likely foster stronger relationships and enhance brand loyalty. 6. The impact of economic factors and market shifts. The report briefly touches on economic challenges faced by institutions but does not fully explore how these factors may shape strategic decisions moving forward. As financial pressures lead to restructurings and potential mergers, institutions will need to adapt their marketing strategies to emphasize resilience and adaptability. For example, universities that can effectively communicate their value proposition and adaptability in the face of economic challenges may attract more students. This insight is vital for stakeholders to understand the interconnectedness of economic conditions and marketing strategies, as market resilience will become a key differentiator. 7. Leveraging emerging markets. While the report mentions the focus on emerging markets, the specific implications of this shift are significant yet understated. As traditional markets become saturated, institutions and brands must recognize the unique educational aspirations and cultural contexts of emerging regions. Tailoring strategies to these markets will be essential for expansion. For instance, universities could develop partnerships with local organizations to create relevant programs that meet the needs of these markets. This proactive approach not only positions institutions for growth but also highlights the importance of cultural sensitivity in global marketing efforts. Conclusion. The anticipated increase in user engagement across social media, journalism, advertising, and online education will lead to profound changes in market dynamics by 2026. While the prominent trends of hyper-personalization, community engagement, and technological integration are essential, the nuances and implications of these shifts can easily be overlooked. By recognizing the deeper significance of these trends, such as the importance of predictive analytics and personalization, the necessity of immersive experiences, the differentiating power of sustainability, and the need for ethical data practices, brands and institutions can better navigate the evolving landscape. Those who proactively adapt to these changes will not only position themselves for success but will also play a critical role in shaping the future of their respective industries. The anticipated 50% increase in user engagement across social media, journalism, advertising, and online education by Q4 2025 heralds a transformative shift in how these sectors interact with consumers and each other. Here are 4 of the most valuable points for in-depth analysis and discussion. 1. Hyperpersonalization driven by AI. Overview. Hyperpersonalization is emerging as a critical strategy across all sectors, driven by advances in artificial intelligence, AI, and data analytics. This trend is not just about customizing content, it's about anticipating user needs and behaviors, allowing organizations to create deeply personalized experiences. In-depth analysis. Impact on marketing and advertising. Brands will leverage AI to analyze consumer behavior and preferences in real time, enabling them to tailor marketing messages and campaigns dynamically. This can lead to higher conversion rates and customer loyalty as consumers feel more understood and catered to. Educational institutions. Universities will utilize AI for personalized communications and learning experiences, such as customizing course recommendations based on a student's academic interests and performance. Challenges. The shift towards hyperpersonalization raises concerns about data privacy and ethical use of consumer information. Marketers will need to balance personalization with transparency to build trust. 2. The rise of AR and VR technologies. Overview. Augmented reality AR and virtual reality VR are expected to play a transformative role in enhancing engagement across sectors, particularly in education and advertising. In-depth analysis. Educational applications. AR and VR can revolutionize learning by providing immersive experiences that facilitate deeper understanding. For instance, virtual campus tours can help prospective students explore campuses from afar, while VR simulations can enhance skills training in fields like healthcare and engineering. Advertising innovations. Brands will use AR for interactive product demonstrations and VR for hosting engaging virtual events. This engagement can lead to higher retention of information and emotional connection to the brand. Market dynamics. As these technologies become mainstream, companies that effectively integrate AR and VR into their strategies will differentiate themselves in competitive markets, potentially reshaping industry standards. 3. Social commerce evolution. Overview. Social media platforms are evolving into comprehensive shopping arenas where user engagement directly translates into sales. This trend is reshaping the marketing landscape, creating a direct link between social interaction and commerce. In-depth analysis. Consumer behavior. As users increasingly see social platforms as shopping destinations, brands will need to create visually appealing, shoppable content that integrates seamlessly into users' feeds. This could involve using influencers to showcase products in a relatable context. Brand strategies. Marketers will need to adapt their strategies to leverage social commerce, focusing on creating engaging content that encourages purchases without disrupting the user experience. This includes optimizing content for mobile devices, as a significant portion of social commerce will occur on smartphones. Economic implications. The shift towards social commerce will impact traditional retail, prompting businesses to rethink their sales strategies and potentially leading to a decline in brick-and-mortar stores. 4. Emphasis on sustainability and ethical practices. Overview. Growing consumer awareness around sustainability and ethical practices is prompting brands and institutions to prioritize these values in their marketing and operational strategies. In-depth analysis. Consumer expectations. Today's consumers, particularly younger demographics, are increasingly making purchasing decisions based on a brand's commitment to sustainability and ethical practices. Brands that transparently communicate their efforts in these areas are likely to gain consumer trust and loyalty. Institutional responses. Educational institutions are responding by integrating sustainability into their curricula and operations. Highlighting these initiatives in marketing can attract socially conscious students and partners. Long-term market dynamics, as sustainability becomes a key differentiator. Brands that fail to adapt may risk losing market relevance. The focus on ethical practices is likely to reshape competitive dynamics across industries, pushing organizations to innovate and improve their sustainability efforts. Conclusion: the anticipated increase in user engagement by 50% across social media, journalism, advertising, and online education will lead to profound changes in how organizations operate and interact with consumers. Hyper-personalization, AR and VR integration, social commerce evolution, and an emphasis on sustainability and ethical practices will be pivotal in shaping the future landscape. Organizations that recognize and adapt to these trends will be better positioned to thrive in a rapidly evolving marketplace. 1. The rise of the Internet and e-commerce. 1990s, early 2000s. The advent of the Internet revolutionized multiple sectors, especially retail and advertising. E-commerce platforms like Amazon and eBay emerged, dramatically changing consumer behavior and market dynamics. This shift led to a 50% increase in online shopping engagement during the late 1990s and early 2000s, prompting traditional retailers to adapt or risk obsolescence. The integration of digital marketing strategies and the use of data analytics for personalized marketing became essential for businesses aiming to capture the growing online consumer base. 2. The social media boom. 2000s to 2010s. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram transformed how individuals and brands interact. The increase in user engagement on these platforms was unprecedented, with many brands seeing engagement levels spike by over 50% as they adapted their marketing strategies to include social media. This period saw the rise of influencer marketing, where brands leveraged popular social media personalities to connect with targeted audiences. The consequences were felt across journalism, advertising, and community engagement as content became more user-driven and interactive, reshaping the competitive landscape. 3. The impact of mobile technology. 2010s, present. The proliferation of smartphones has led to a significant increase in user engagement across various sectors, particularly in advertising and education. Mobile technology enabled users to access social media, news, and educational content anytime and anywhere, resulting in engagement levels soaring by more than 50% in mobile-centric applications. This change forced businesses and educational institutions to rethink their strategies, emphasizing mobile optimization, app development, and the creation of engaging mobile content to capture the attention of an increasingly mobile audience. The shift also highlighted the need for ethical considerations in data privacy and user experience as consumers became more aware of their digital footprints. Future outlook: predictions for user engagement growth by Q4 2025. The anticipated 50% increase in user engagement across social media, journalism, advertising, and online education by Q4 2025 is set to transform the competitive landscape internationally, creating significant shifts in market dynamics by 2026. Below are the key predictions and trends that are likely to define this evolution. 1. Hyperpersonalization. By 2025, hyperpersonalization will be a hallmark of user engagement strategies. AI and advanced data analytics will enable brands and institutions to deliver tailored experiences that resonate with individual user preferences. This will involve crafting unique content, personalized recommendations, and real-time adjustments to marketing campaigns, ensuring users feel understood and valued. 2. Augmented reality, AR and virtual reality, VR. The adoption of AR and VR technologies will redefine user experiences in various sectors. In education, virtual campus tours and immersive learning environments will become commonplace, allowing students to engage with content dynamically. In advertising, brands will leverage AR for product trials and VR for experiential marketing events, enhancing user interaction and engagement. 3. Dominance of video content. Short-form video content is expected to dominate social media platforms. with users increasingly engaging with quick visually appealing narratives. Brands will utilize platforms like TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts to deliver compelling messages, product demonstrations, and interactive challenges, capturing attention rapidly and fostering deeper connections with audiences. 4. Evolution of social commerce. Social media will increasingly morph into a direct sales channel, integrating shopping capabilities seamlessly within platforms. Brands will focus on creating shoppable content that enhances the user experience, reducing the gap between inspiration and purchase. This shift will necessitate innovative marketing strategies that blend engagement with commerce. 5. Community-driven approaches. Building online communities will become a priority for brands and institutions, emphasizing user-generated content and fostering a sense of belonging. This trend will reflect a broader movement towards community engagement, where consumers not only interact with brands but also with each other. Enhancing loyalty and brand advocacy. 6. Sustainability and ethical practices. A growing emphasis on sustainability and ethical marketing practices will shape brand strategies. Consumers are increasingly demanding transparency and accountability regarding data usage and corporate responsibility, pushing brands to adopt ethical advertising and sustainable practices as key differentiators. 7. Market shift and expansion. As institutions adapt to shifting global dynamics, a focus on emerging markets will be crucial. Universities and brands will tailor strategies to fit diverse cultural contexts, leveraging partnerships and online offerings to expand their reach. This adaptability will be essential in an environment where traditional markets may face challenges. Comparative insights. While the overarching themes of personalization, technology integration, and community engagement are widely recognized, there are nuanced differences in specific applications across sectors. For instance, the emphasis on immersive experiences in education may surpass that in advertising, where the focus could be more on immediate consumer interactions and brand storytelling. Timeline of events. 2025, the projected increase in user engagement will prompt significant changes, including dominance of hyper-personalization driven by AI, mainstream adoption of AR and VR in education and marketing, growth of video content and the evolution of social commerce, emphasis on community-driven marketing and sustainability. 2026, experts predict that the cumulative effects of these trends will reshape the competitive landscape, altering interactions among brands, institutions, and consumers globally. Conclusion. The convergence of technology and evolving consumer expectations will drive unprecedented levels of user engagement across social media, journalism, advertising, and online education. By 2025, institutions and brands that proactively adapt to these trends will position themselves for success in an increasingly interconnected global marketplace. Embracing hyper-personalization, integrating AR and VR, leveraging community engagement, and committing to ethical practices will be pivotal in shaping the future dynamics of these sectors.